overeating, emotional eating, and then binge eating. Speaking of food, my sweet potatoes are ready. 1 second. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Mary's Cup of Tea, and welcome to the first episode of Effortlessly Healthy Living. Today I'm going to talk about how to heal your relationship with food as an overeater. This is something that I've personally struggled with, so I'm going to share my personal journey and a lot of the research I've done with you guys to hopefully help you. So one approach that I'm going to take today is called the mind, body, spirit approach. And think of this as a triangle where you have your mind, your body, and your spirit. And the two can't function without the third, or one can't function without the other two. So I've been in a place where I focused on just my body, and I thought that if I weighed a certain amount or had less fat on my body, that I would be happy and healthy. And that wasn't the case. I ended up destroying my body, over-exercising, under-eating, all that jazz, where I still didn't feel fulfilled no matter how little I got. And then I focused on the spiritual side, and I thought, well, you know, I shouldn't care what my body feels like as long as I'm enlightened. So that actually didn't work for me either, because we still live in a world where how you look and how you feel really matters to an individual. So I still think it's important to approach that part. And then I focused on the mental side of things, where I was like, okay, if only I gathered more information and did that workshop and took that course, that I would be knowledgeable enough to cure my problem. And that also didn't work. So I realized that I needed all three pieces of the triangle in order to live an effortlessly healthy life. So let's start with the first part of the triangle, which is the mind. So to me, when I approach overeating from a mind perspective, I think of mindful eating. And what mindful eating means to me is that I eat when I'm hungry and I stop when I'm full. And yes, it's possible. I honestly, if you would have talked to me a few months ago, I wouldn't think that was possible, but it actually is possible. And it's all about training how your mind thinks about food and how your mind thinks about your body. So one very important tool that I use to mindfully eat is called blessing my food. And the first step to blessing my food is looking at my food and asking myself if I'm aligned to what I'm about to put in my body. And by aligned, I mean, am I going to be happy that I ate this in the future? So after I'm done eating, will I be happy? When I wake up in the morning, will I be happy that I ate whatever I ate the night before? So that's what aligned means to me. And for me, I think about how I'm going to feel the next hour or the next day, what my energy level is going to be like, what my mood's going to be like, what my mindset's going to be like, and what my body image is going to be like after I eat this food. So first I ask myself, am I aligned to what I'm eating? And I'd like to note that it doesn't matter if this is a salad or a hamburger, meaning it doesn't matter that if it's something that's supposed to be healthy for you or not. All that matters is how you feel about it. Because there have been plenty of times where I've been super aligned to that milkshake, and I knew I wanted that milkshake and it was gonna make me feel amazing and enjoy my time with my friends and have a great day sipping on this milkshake. And there are times where I felt really crappy about that salad, and I thought, like, I didn't actually want to eat this salad, and I ate a little bit too much of this salad, and this is not aligned with me. So the point is, it doesn't matter what it's supposed to be in terms of healthy or not. What matters is how you feel about it. So if the answer is yes, I'm aligned to this. Like right now, I am so aligned to this tea. It's black tea, and look, I think you can actually see it steaming. Moving on, focus. So the other part of blessing my food is actually the blessing my food part. So if the answer is yes, I'm aligned to what I'm eating, I'm gonna put my hands over my food and I'm gonna just bless the food by expressing the gratitude that I feel for having this food on my plate and for being able to eat it. And all that takes is just a few deep breaths and recognizing the journey that that food has made in order to reach your plate. I mean, we honestly don't realize the incredible path that food takes between the farm and being manufactured, and then in the store, and then on our plates, and then cooking, and like everything. It's a whole process. So the fact that this food is even on your plate in the first place is something to be thankful for. So anyways, when I bless my food, that's when I know that I'm aligned to what I'm eating, and I send really good energy to that food. And that's what mindful eating means to me, is that I am consciously knowing what I'm putting into my body. I am aligned to what I'm putting into my body, and I'm so aligned that I put in the effort to express my gratitude for this food and express how thrilled I am to be able to put it in my body. Another tool that I use when it comes to the mind is disassociating myself from that little voice inside my head that's compelling me to fall into bad habits. And my bad habits are emotional eating, overeating, and then binge eating. So when I feel that little voice overcoming me, when I feel the need to wander over to the refrigerator or the pantry to down my feelings in some chocolate, I hear the voice inside my head, but I don't hear it as myself. I really hope that makes sense. But basically I hear it as this little pig inside my head telling me to do something that is not aligned with my core values. And one of my core values is being healthy. So when I hear this voice, I picture it as this disgusting little thing that's just buzzing inside my head, that's taking over me, but it's not me. So one thing that I really recommend you guys read is called A Course in Weight Loss. Marianne Williamson does a phenomenal job of addressing this way to approach overeating, which is like that disassociation part. So she addresses it as thin me and not thin me. And I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea about the thin me and not thin me approach, because personally it works for me. And the reason why it works is because early on in Marianne Williamson's book, she talked about thin me and not thin me, not as a number on the scale, but she talked about that as a kind of a person with a particular set of values. So the thin you wants to be happy, healthy, vibrant, running around with your kids and your grandkids and feeling all that joy and that energy that comes from being healthy. And then the not thin you is the voice in your head that's compelling you to self-sabotage. So it has nothing to do with how you look or how much you weigh or anything or anything like that. Sorry. It really has to do with how you feel and what part of you is actually going to forward you and what part of you is gonna set you back. This is a really powerful tool because it's so much easier to deal with things that are outside of yourself. So I know when I was severely binge eating, when I felt that this thing was overcoming me, that's when I felt helpless. That's when I felt like something beyond me, something greater than me is compelling me to do such a thing that I don't want to do. And that's when you feel really, really hopeless. So when you're able to disassociate from that and see it as a little pig or something that's easily manageable, that's when you could really shut it down so fast. So remember that you are strong, that you are beautiful, that you are powerful, and there's nothing greater than you. So now I'd like to talk about the body approach to healing your relationship with food when you are often overeating. So the body approach is anything that has to do with the physical aspects of health. So that's things like diet, exercise, sleep, hydration, those kinds of things. So one thing I want you guys to remember is quality over quantity, always. This is applicable to so many different things in life, but it's especially applicable when it comes to food and nutrition. So realize this, when you're eating poor quality food, your body will crave more quantity naturally. So there's nothing wrong with you if you don't feel satisfied after eating a thing of French fries or sipping a milkshake. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. And the reason why is because when you're not giving nutrition to your body is gonna crave the nutrition, and it's gonna crave it in the form of more food. So this is why eating poor quality food does not serve you when you know you're struggling with an overeating addiction or a binge eating disorder. So an easy way to address this is look up healthy alternatives for the things that you are craving. At first, it may seem like, well, what's the point? It's the same. Like, what's the point of making a pie out of almond flour, whether a pie out of real flour? If it's, the same amount of calories, or I'm still gonna eat just as much of it, or I'm still gonna overeat, it doesn't matter. What matters is taking baby steps in order to forward your health. So yes, a pie made out of almond flour is gonna better nourish your body. And when you better nourish your body over time, those overeating habits will subside naturally. There's so many different alternatives in this day and age to anything you're craving, whether that's sweet or salty or fatty. Like, there's a plethora of resources out there where you can still have those things in your diet and still, I don't want to say diet, but you can still eat those things, but you can eat them in a manner that is more nourishing. And it's all about baby steps. So I'm not saying that you're going to make a raw vegan cherry pie right now. No. But doing a simple thing like replacing regular flour with almond flour, or perhaps replacing the sugar with stevia, those little things really do add up, and they really do nourish your body. So nourishing your body is really important when you're struggling with overeating. The other thing that I'd like to address is getting really good quality sleep. And again, quality over quantity. So that looks like not having caffeine before bed, making sure all the lights are out when you're asleep, not falling asleep with the TV on. Those kinds of things will really improve your quality of sleep. And I know for me personally, when I'm rested, I'm a whole different person. And I'm also a whole different person when it comes to food when I'm rested. The next thing I want to talk about is water. It is so easy to confuse hunger for dehydration. I do it all the time. So this is a point where the mindfulness comes in. See, all the things are integrated. So the mindfulness comes in when you ask yourself, am I actually hungry or am I just thirsty? Because if you're just thirsty, you're better off having a cup of tea than having a milkshake. Or if you just want something cold because it's hot during the summer and you feel dehydrated, then have iced tea mixed with a little bit of lemonade or a glass of water to really hydrate your body instead of going and purchasing that sugary drink from the coffee shop. So those kinds of things that nourish your body, they all add up. All these baby steps really do add up, and they really do help with overeating. So the last part of this triangle is the spirit part. And the spiritual approach to food is to ask yourself, what do you truly want from food? Is that health, vitality, nourishment, comfort, longevity? Do you want to cure an emotion? Do you want to cope? What do you really want from food? And here's the thing. There is a golden rule of food, and that's bring to your food what you want your food to give you. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. Bring to the table what you want your food to give back to you. In order to get what you want, you really have to give what you want. If you're looking for love, you have to give your food love. If you're looking for health, you have to choose healthy food. And this is such a beautiful concept because it's really about what do I want from my relationship and what am I bringing to forward that? How am I offering the thing that I want in my relationship? And you could apply this anywhere. Again, a lot of these principles are applicable anywhere, but I'm talking about relationship with food, and it's a relationship like any other. It has to be nourished, it has to be cherished, and it has to be valued. If you want energy and happiness, then give it to your food. If you want love and health, then bring that to the table. So that's just something to think about. The other part of the spiritual approach to healing your relationship with food is called the Dr. Emoto's rice experiment. And Dr. Emoto is a scientist who tested how energy affects the things in our life. He did an experiment on water molecules, and then the other experiment he did is on rice. So I'm gonna talk about the rice one because it's food. So what Dr. Emoto did is he took 2 jars and he put a tablespoon of rice in each of the jars. In one jar, he put a sticker and wrote good on it. The other jar, he put a sticker and he wrote bad on the sticker. So then he watched the rice, and he watched to see if the rice would rot differently. So after 1 week goes by and it still looks the same, and then 2 weeks goes by and it still looks the same, but on the third week, something really strange started happening. The rice that had the bad sticker on it started molding, and the rice that had the good sticker on it remained like new. And this rice was grown at the same time, it was cooked at the same time in the same way, and it was kept under the same conditions. The only difference was the 2 stickers. So that really shows how energy and the energy that we put into our food actually affects how that food gets transposed to the body. And if this happened in a jar, I don't see why it wouldn't happen inside your body. So if you put good energy into your food, you will get good energy back. And this all goes back to the golden rule of food. So the little mantra that I want you guys to take away from this is energy, frequency, and mood is transferable to your food. Energy, frequency, mood is transferable to your food. So just repeat that to yourself over and over and over again until it sticks, because it really does matter the vibes that you put into what you're eating, because those vibes are just gonna go back to your body. So thank you for watching my first video, everybody. I hope this gave you insight on how I was able to heal my relationship with food when I was an overeater. And I really hope you can apply these principles directly to your life right now, because I mean, everybody eats. Please share this video with your friends or anybody who may need it, because there's so many people out there struggling with food and you may not even know it. So share it with anyone you know who can benefit from this, who can use these principles and integrate it into their life right now. So share, make sure to like it, give me feedback. I love feedback. I love knowing what you guys like to see, and that way I can make more of it. So share, like it, and of course subscribe, because I mean, what kind of YouTuber would I be if I didn't tell you to subscribe to my channel? But really, it's awesome, because then you get a little notification when I post a new video, which is fantastic. So I will talk to you guys later. Take care.
Look at me now, I guess the doubt